Because she's a black woman, or at least that's what many people believed. She has a black child. So critics are asking, how can she support political movements that some say are pushing back on how black history is taught in schools? That question alone has sparked heated debate. Nicki Minaj makes serious money. Not billionaire tech money, but superstar money. And when someone with that level of wealth suddenly shifts politically, people start looking deeper. Some are saying her personal issues may be influencing her new alliances. Others think it's pure strategy. But here's what's undeniable. Nicki Minaj is officially in what many are calling her MAGA era. And the reaction from black celebrities has been loud, public, and anything but supportive. Over the past few weeks, she didn't just hint at where she stands politically. She made it crystal clear. Appearances, statements, photo ops, praise for Trump, it's not subtle anymore. And the culture noticed. Black celebrities have been speaking up, questioning her shift, and openly wondering what caused this dramatic change. Because let's not rewrite history. During Trump's first term, Nicki was not a supporter. She criticized him. She called out his policies. She even distanced herself from other celebrities who aligned with him.
Because she's a black woman, or at least I thought she was. She clearly has black children. So are you saying you don't mind your children growing up in a society where they cannot be taught black history?
You don't need to worry about Don. She need to be with damn Don Lynn, and Nicki Minaj needs to be worried about Chris Hansen. That's what she needs to be worried about.
2020 conference, when asked about Trump, she made it clear she wasn't jumping on that bandwagon. She specifically mentioned immigrant children being separated from their parents and said it bothered her deeply. She said she related to immigrant children because she came to America at a young age to escape poverty. That moment positioned her as empathetic, protective, and socially aware. Fast forward to now. Nicki is publicly praising Trump and calling him one of the greatest presidents ever. In one clip, she smiled beside him and said she was with her favorite president. That video spread fast, and the backlash came even faster. Many black celebrities didn't hold back. They accused her of hypocrisy. They accused her of flip-flopping. Some even said she betrayed the very community that supported her rise to fame.
Hello guys, I'm with my favorite president, the best president of all time.
And I'm with the queen of rap.
So let's break down who spoke up and why this turned into such a loud online moment. D.L. Hewley was one of the first to respond. Back in December, Nicki criticized California Governor Gavin Newsom, implying he didn't care about children's health policies. That's when DL fired back with a sharp comment. He said Nicki shouldn't be posting about children considering her husband's legal restrictions. He added that instead of worrying about politicians, she should be focused on her own household issues. The comment referenced the well-known To Catch a Predator series hosted by Chris Hansen, drawing attention to past convictions involving people close to her. That response hit hard. Then another angle surfaced.
Nicki, you know, we love her music. I've spoken to her several times, you know. Collectively, I feel like we were a little bit disappointed with her, but I feel like she needs to spend a lot of time with Mr. Bruce Springsteen. She needs to go sit on his lap and let him speak some words of wisdom to her heart. Because somebody got her off track and she needs guidance back home.
People started pointing out that Nicki's career was heavily supported by LGBTQ+ fans from the very beginning. Her music, her style, her performances, her fan base. And now critics say her recent rhetoric feels disconnected from that community. Reality TV personality Tiffany New York Pollard spoke to TMZ and didn't sugarcoat her opinion. She said Nicki supporting Trump felt like a slap in the face to LGBTQ+ fans who stood by her for years. Tiffany made it clear she still appreciates Nicki's music. She wasn't calling for cancellation, but she admitted many fans feel disappointed. She even joked that Nicki might need guidance from someone like Bruce Springsteen to help ground her again. That comment added humor, but the underlying message was serious. Then the Don Lemon situation poured gasoline on everything. Nicki went after Don Lemon online after he covered a protest situation. During that exchange, she used language many viewed as homophobic. That amplified criticism even more. Don Lemon didn't sit quietly. He responded publicly and sharply. He questioned her understanding of journalism and even referenced past comments she made about her own immigration background. However, there is no verified evidence that Nicki lacks legal citizenship status today. At this point, the debate isn't just political, it's cultural. It's about identity, it's about loyalty, and it's about consistency. Nicki once positioned herself as someone who understood immigrant struggles, someone protective of children, someone vocal against certain policies. Now she's aligning herself with the very political brand she once criticized. That shift is what people can't ignore. Some believe she genuinely changed her views. Others believe financial pressure, personal loyalty, or strategic branding are driving this pivot. Either way, one thing is clear. The culture is watching closely.
There was a whole scene that unfolded at this church.
Right.
You saw this, right? Nicki Minaj going after Don Lemon. You see this, like for reporting it.
It was so funny to me. People hate. It's so funny how many on the right hate. They hate transgender and gay people more than they do pedophiles. It's amazing to me. Nicki don't need to worry about Don. She need to be with damn Don Lemon, and Nicki Minaj need to be worried about Chris Hansen.
Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. Don Lemon said, "I normally don't respond to things like this, but I'm going to do it this time." And he did not hold back. Don argued that Nicki has made her stance very clear when it comes to African Americans in this country. He questioned whether she truly stands with the community that supported her rise to fame. He even suggested that under strict immigration policies, her own background could be examined, repeating online speculation about her citizenship status, though there is no verified proof that she is undocumented.
I believe that Donald Trump and the conservative movement in this country selected Nicki Minaj because they needed a replacement for Candace Owens. Remember, Candace Owens has fallen out of favor with the Republican Party and the mainstream conservative white agenda because she's now exposing the Zionist control of the conservative movement and of the United States government. In fact, Art, I would argue that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I believe, by the Zionist movement. We're going to distance ourselves from Candace, and this is Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and the mainstream white conservative movement. We got to find another black woman. We got to find another black woman who can compete with Candace Owens nationally and internationally to bring attention away from Candace Owens, who is highlighting the Israeli influence on American politics. And so who better to use than Nicki Minaj?
Then he turned to her fan base. He asked why people continue buying her music and defending her if they believe she's aligning herself with rhetoric that clashes with their values. He also brought up members of the LGBTQ+ community who still support her, questioning how they reconcile that with her recent language online. That set social media on fire. Then DL Hughley stepped back into the conversation to support Don Lemon. DL didn't just focus on politics, he went personal. He said Nicki should stop worrying about Don Lemon and start worrying about the legal history within her own immediate circle. He referenced the church protest situation and the online meltdown that followed, saying the outrage felt misplaced. DL made a controversial observation during his commentary. He said it amazes him how some people claim to strongly oppose LGBTQ+ communities, yet stay silent when serious crimes involving minors happen close to home. His point was about priorities and consistency. He repeated his earlier jab, saying Nicki shouldn't be focused on Don, but on Chris Hansen, referencing the To Catch a Predator series again. The message was blunt. Handle your household first. And as if that wasn't enough, reports started circulating that the Carters, especially Beyonce, have distanced themselves from Nicki. According to insiders, Beyonce is allegedly done engaging and saddened by how things have unfolded. While nothing official has been confirmed publicly, fans noticed there's been no visible support or interaction. Some are comparing this moment to when Kanye publicly aligned with MAGA. Back then, the culture reacted loudly. Now they're saying it feels like history repeating itself, but with a different artist. Then Dr. Umar Johnson entered the chat, and that's when the conversation shifted from jokes to strategy.
Correct, but she said something to the effect that it's not just that we tell black children to feel proud of themselves, but it's like we're doing that, and at the same time, we're telling other children not to feel proud of themselves. And so I guess she was alluding to this false narrative that the conservatives are putting out there, that teaching black children black history and teaching white children the true history of America is somehow going to make white children feel bad about themselves. That bothered me because she's a black woman, or at least I thought she was. She clearly has black children. So are you saying you don't mind your children growing up in a society where they cannot be taught black history or the true history of America because some people feel it offends the self-esteem of white children? And this is so hypocritical, Art, because we've been in America 400 years at least under British North American control. And look at how the self-esteem and self-worth and self-value of black children has been and continues to be compromised for the benefit of the white child. And yet you're telling me that to implement a curriculum of corrective history where you're not insulting white people, you're not denigrating white people, you're simply making sure white children understand that the foundation of this country was laid and built and cemented on the genocide of Native Americans and the enslavement of African people. And not just the enslavement of African people, the dehumanization of African people.
Instead of mocking Nicki, Umar offered a theory. He suggested that conservative political movements may be elevating Nicki as a new high-profile black female voice aligned with their agenda. According to him, this shift comes after Candace Owens distanced herself from certain Republican leadership positions. Umar said, "I believe that Donald Trump and the conservative movement selected Nicki Minaj because they needed a replacement." He argued that once Candace Owens began criticizing parts of the conservative establishment, there was a vacuum to fill. He framed it as political branding. In his view, high-profile black women aligned with conservative politics serve a strategic purpose in shaping public perception. Whether people agree with that or not, the theory gained traction online. Umar also said he was surprised seeing Nicki at a Turning Point USA event alongside Erica Kirk, especially when discussions about education and black history were involved. He pushed back on the idea that teaching black history harms anyone, arguing instead that understanding history strengthens everyone. That added another layer to the debate. Now, this isn't just about Nicki versus Don Lemon anymore. It's about politics. It's about identity. It's about influence. Some believe Nicki is being strategic and building a new audience. Others think she genuinely shifted ideologically. And some argue she's being positioned as a symbol in a larger political chess match. Meanwhile, critics say the bigger issue is accountability. They argue that before stepping into national political debates, Nicki needs to address the controversies surrounding her inner circle and her own public statements. Supporters push back and say she has every right to evolve politically and speak her mind. But one thing is clear, this is no longer just celebrity drama. It's cultural warfare played out in real time with microphones, hashtags, and millions watching every move. Dr. Umar didn't hold back. He said it's wild to watch Nicki push that kind of narrative while raising a black child herself. His issue wasn't just political, it was personal. He argued that her comments about education sounded like she was echoing a conservative talking point that says teaching black history somehow makes white children feel ashamed. And that's where he drew the line. He explained that no one is telling black children to feel proud while telling white children to feel worthless. That's not the goal. The goal, according to him, is honesty. Teaching the full history of America, including slavery, genocide against Native Americans, and the long-term dehumanization of African people. He said what bothers him is the idea that teaching truth is being framed as harmful to certain groups, because for over 400 years, Black children have grown up in a system where their history was erased, softened, or ignored for the comfort of others. Their self-esteem has taken hits for generations. So now when schools try to correct that and present accurate history, some people call it divisive. Umar's argument is simple. You can teach history without insulting anyone. You can acknowledge injustice without attacking today's children. Learning what really happened does not equal guilt. It equals awareness. And from his perspective, Nicki appearing to push the opposite message feels contradictory. He basically asked, how can you be okay with limiting the teaching of Black history when your own child deserves to know that legacy in full? That question hit heavy online. Now, when it comes to why Nicki took this path, Umar admitted he isn't sure. He floated possibilities. Maybe it's financial pressure. Maybe it's influence. Maybe it's something deeper behind the scenes. But he didn't claim to know for certain. Meanwhile, Lizzo had a much more direct take. She dismissed the idea that this is about strategy or manipulation. In her view, Nicki saw where the money is flowing and made a business decision. Lizzo suggested that once certain celebrities start losing mainstream momentum, they pivot toward audiences that feel more profitable and loyal. She even predicted that more Black celebrities could follow that same route if their relevance starts fading. According to Lizzo, this shift is already happening and will likely continue. That comment sparked another wave of debate. Then fans online added gasoline to the fire. One user on X wrote that Nicki isn't just selling out, she's performing. They described it as a transactional move designed to attract politically frustrated Black voters who feel disconnected from traditional spaces. The post accused her of playing a role for attention and return on investment. Others didn't go that deep. Some simply roasted her. There were comments attacking her appearance, her family, her politics, everything. One person listed out multiple criticisms in one sentence, calling her washed, hypocritical, and aligned with the wrong crowd. Another mocked her wig from a recent event, joking that even her glam squad energy shifted after the political pivot. It turned into open season online. But underneath the memes and insults, there's a serious question sitting there. Why did Nicki really go MAGA? Is this about money? Is it about protection? Is it about belief? Or is it about influence and positioning? Some believe she truly changed her political views. Others believe she's reading from a script handed to her by powerful allies. And some think she's simply reacting emotionally to personal and legal pressures happening behind the scenes. Dr. Umar believes there's a larger political strategy at play. Lizzo believes it's profit-driven. Critics say it's hypocrisy. Supporters say it's independence. What's clear is this. Nicki's shift didn't happen quietly. It happened loudly, publicly, and in front of millions. Now the culture is split. Some are defending her right to evolve and speak freely. Others feel betrayed by what they see as a complete reversal of her past stance. Either way, the spotlight isn't dimming anytime soon. So the real question is simple. Is this reinvention, desperation, or revelation? The conversation is far from over.